Kim Ji-young, born 1982 by Cho Nam-ju. This book describes the life of Kim Ji-young, starting from her birth, which wasn't as welcome as a baby boy, to going to school, followed by the university, meeting and breaking up with her first boyfriend, finding a job and receiving compliments at work, and in the end, getting married, giving birth to a daughter, and becoming a full-time housewife. Throughout Kim Ji-young's life, you witness the injustice that women face, the obstacles there are when you want to create change, and the hopelessness of the situation. To me, this book doesn't tell me anything new. Growing up as a woman, a foreigner, and someone with a very visible disability, I've experienced numerous injustices. I have fought my whole life against a system that did not make sense to me. But everyone told me that this is how it is and I needed to accept it. Maybe not fitting in and not talking to anyone did have its benefits, as I never got brainwashed by people. I knew from the start that people will treat me badly no matter what I did. Sacrificing myself for others would earn me nothing in return and I would just be taken advantage of. But I still did it sometimes, as it made me feel better about myself during the time that I felt worthless. Also, in the Netherlands, every girl is told that you need to be financially independent to live the life that you want. Starting with her father. He has no strong mind of his own and listens to his wife for all big decisions in his life. He scolds Kim Ji-young for being outside late at night, and he's proud of his great life to which she barely contributed. Kim Ji-young also meets her share of sexual harassers, men who look decent but do and say different things behind her back, and men who think that they're doing the right thing but aren't after all. Even her husband, who she loves so dearly, doesn't completely understand her. Sadly, not one man in this book did the right thing. Although it's necessary to paint this grim but realistic world that women live in, I wish at least one man would show how men should act, be the good example, and support women. Not because they are precious family members or girlfriends, but because they're human beings, just like them. I wish the book had more examples of how women and men can work together, standing up to the unjust system. It could have been something really small, like the little boys who aren't as brainwashed by society, going up to the girls and exchange ideas on how to solve the problem and create a win-win situation. For example, identifying the slow eaters and the fast eaters amongst them, and assign the numbers in a way that the slow eaters eat first and the fast eaters eat last. It takes their workload from teachers, so I don't think they would say no to that. It would have been a tiny victory, but a glimpse of hope that we can win this battle if we work together. It is a shorter book than I initially expected. I read it in about an hour or two. Due to the summary, I might have thought that it would be a long story full of hardships. The English translation did have moments which made me reread the sentence a few times to understand it, like the part where it is explained that the husband and wife didn't meet each other in a hiking club at college, but they were still bound by an invisible string of fate through their common friend. I like how the book shows you how the world doesn't have the conditions to allow women to flourish. Change is slow and full of challenges, but only if we keep on trying can we create a better world for the next generation of Kim Ji-youngs. However, I never felt a strong connection with anybody in this book. It was like it was told from a distance and watching it happen from afar. The last part of the book explains it, but I missed the emotional part a bit. Maybe this was done on purpose so that men would be interested in reading this book too. Men would probably never keep on reading if it described every excruciating detail from a female perspective, nor would they identify with it. That might also be the reason why there are random facts thrown in there, as men react less to a sad story, but more to cold hard facts. After reading the book, I still don't really get the hate people got for openly reading this. Is it the same as letting oppressed people know that there is a bigger world out there for them? Is it the fear that they will no longer blindly obey, and that a revolution would break out?